Hey everyone, welcome to Seed Talk episode 1. This seed I am so excited for. I just learned about it maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and it has some pretty amazing features. And I want to share that with you, and maybe you can grow this year and experiment and see if it works. Now, the good thing about this is you don't actually have to use it for your garden. So this particular seed is called a Zucca melon, but it is not a melon. It is a gourd. And it is known for repelling wildlife, including deer and rodents and other animals, because it puts off a smell they cannot tolerate. They can't stand this smell. I have not found what that smell is, but I was told it's similar to the smell of gasoline and they will stay away from it. So the cool thing about this is you don't even have to use it for your garden. If you have a chicken coop or any other areas on your property that you want to keep animals away from, maybe a raccoon or coyotes or weasels, I think this is worth trying. So let's see if this works. And if you want to grow this, please let me know what your experience is and share that with us so we can all learn together. Zucca melon is a giant bottle gourd. It is native to Africa. That was a commercial cash crop in BC Okanagan Valley, 1930 to 1950s. Average weight of one melon is 60 to 70 pounds, but up to 127.5 pounds and over 270 pounds on record. The rind is tasteless and white, not good for eating raw, but was a wartime substitute for citrus peel. The peel can be cured in sulfur dioxide, diced, dyed, and flavored as a candied fruit in baking and jams. Nearly went extinct in the 1980s. Its unusual and strong smell naturally repels wildlife. I have not found information on what that smell is, but I was told it gives off a smell like gasoline smell, and that is why the wildlife do not like the vine smell of this plant. It can be cooked and eaten like a squash. It is in the loofah family and can be made into sponges. I did learn that sometimes it's very hard to get seeds that produce very well for saving. So even if you have a giant gourd, if you're trying to save seeds, sometimes you may not get any seeds out of it. So it is a good idea to plant extra if you're looking for seed saving. Growing a Zucca melon. Start your seeds indoor 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost and keep the temperature at least 68 Fahrenheit or 20 Celsius. Germination can take 1 to 5 weeks. Space your plants about 24 inches apart and plant your seed 1 inch deep, but for commercial growing, it will require larger spacing. They do require a lot of full direct sun, rich, well-drained loamy soil, and constant deep watering about 1 to 2 inches per week. They may need to be hand pollinated because their flowers bloom at night and are pollinated by night flying bugs. They thrive in nitrogen-rich soil early in the season and then a phosphorus-rich soil once the flowers appear. The vines may require pruning of the tips when they reach 6 to 8 feet long, and that is to encourage side branches and more fruit. For eating, you want to harvest the young green gourds. And they can take about 120 to 125 days from planting to harvest. Saving your seeds. You can technically save the seeds from anything that will produce a seed. But if you want to make sure that when you plant that seed, you are getting the original variety, you're going to need to make sure it does not cross-pollinate. So if you were to plant your Zucca melon in your garden with other things around, and then you save that seed, you're most likely going to get a hybrid plant or something that has cross-pollinated with another variety. So maybe you plant a Zucca melon seed that you saved from your garden, but when it produces fruits, you're gonna maybe get something that looks more like a cucumber or a half watermelon. You might get a partial Zucca melon and a partial pumpkin mixed together. So to ensure that you can save your seeds to use in the future or give to somebody, you'll need to make sure that you plant your seeds at least half to 1 mile away from any other gourd variety, and that includes pumpkins, zucchini, squash, loofah, cucumbers, watermelon, or any other melon, etc. So be very mindful when you're planting your garden if you plan on saving seeds. And I know that even if you do not keep this distance, you technically can still get a seed that's true to the original. But this is just going to help ensure that you get the original Zucca plant out of that seed that you are saving. Have you grown a Zucca melon seed before, or do you know someone that has? If so, please share that with us so we can all learn together. Post something in the comments letting us know. Do you have any tips? Do you have any advice? Does it work? Did you notice it didn't do anything? Share that with us so that we can all grow together. These are the seeds that I got maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Unfortunately, you only get about 10 in a pack, and they've been sold out for quite some time. So this is all I have to work with, but I want to show you what they look like so that you can get an idea. So they're not that big, considering one of these gourds that you get off this plant is on average 65 to 70 pounds, but are known to usually be about 100 pounds or more and up. That's massive. So I find they are actually fairly small seeds considering what you get out of them. And they grow similar to pumpkins, so you have those long vines. Now, I'm hoping one seed is going to do quite a bit because that's all I have. So I'm going to heavily pray over my seeds that they all germinate because that's it. And I'm so excited to show you what my experience is with these, what they look like, and if it works. I am loaded with deer around here. And at the other house, I have tons of deer, but you hardly see them. And it's usually late at night when I see them, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, if I'm up late canning. But here, broad daylight, I've seen like a group of 20 of them across the road when I got the mail in an open field. So they're just everywhere. They're in my property, in my woods behind my house. I've seen them in my lawn. So we have a lot of deer. And I'm gonna see if these work. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed so you'll get notice of the future videos and what the update is. So I'll show you how these grow and my experience planting them. I'm also curious about this distinct odor that they give off that the wildlife does not like, because I want to try and find something that has a similar fragrance and see if maybe that works. So it could be something that is a better option for some people to try if they're unable to get these or they just don't want to grow them. So just want to show you what the seeds look like, and let me know what experience you have if you try them or if you have grown them before, and any information that you can give. And if you're wondering, those plants right behind you, those actually are my peppers that are doing quite well considering it's still winter and there's snow. I have purple cayenne and some sweet yellow banana peppers. So
I know it's a bit too early, but that's okay. I couldn't help myself. You know, it brings me so much joy to garden, and I want to know your experience with Zucca melons.
This is showing you how I start my seeds. You can just put the seed that you get in the ground and it should be fine. But I like fast germination rates and I want to help my seeds out. Anytime I get squash or pumpkin or anything like that, I actually take the seed that I get from the seed place and I carefully cut around the edge and then open it up and take the seed out. A lot of people don't know the seed is in there. So what you get is the shell and the seed is inside. And you don't have to do this. But it's just one idea because it works for me. Now, something else that you could do is you could actually just take your scissors and right there, you can see it has a little point on your seed. Well, when you get the seed and the shell, you can just cut a little bit of the tip off and it will help give that seed some room to sprout and it doesn't have to wait for the shell to decompose to get that sprout going. So just one random piece of information that may help you is to take your seed out of the shell, or you could just cut the tip off of that shell and help your seed have a space to grow. Thank you so much for watching and joining me in this live premiere. And make sure to share this out so other people can learn about this amazing seed. And if you have not already, hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified for other videos, and as well as the like button. And I will see you on the next video.